In this video, let's talk about the end constraints of your loft and also what to do if it twists. Let's take a look at Surface Loft 3 and remove Sketch 3 as one of our profiles. So now you can see we're dealing with Sketch 2 and Sketch 4, so we have a start and an end profile. Start and end constraints work when you have multiple profiles, but this way it's a little bit easier to see what changes are affecting our surfaces. If we select the drop-down box under Start Constraint, you'll notice we have three options: None, Direction Vector, or Normal to Profile. Because of our selection using a sketch, these are the only options we have. Anytime you're creating surfaces in SOLIDWORKS, if you select an edge of a surface or a solid, you will also have a tangency option or a curvature option that you can apply. Let's take a look at Direction Vector. SOLIDWORKS needs a reference for our direction. For this, we're going to select Plane 3, which is the off-axis plane we use to create our Sketch 3. So you'll notice when we do that, our profile is changed and it's now directing our surface towards that plane. We can modify this angle and we can modify the weight that's applied to this. For instance, if we wanted to change it to 2, we can also change the direction of that angle, such as 30 degrees one way or the other. But make a note that when you apply this angle, you're actually changing the angle outside of each direction. So if we look at this from the top, we change this angle to 0, you notice the entire surface is going towards the direction of that plane. If instead we add 10 degrees, we're actually extending 10 degrees outside on each side. So the right-hand side is actually 10 degrees less than the angle of this plane, while the left-hand side is 10 degrees more. This is important to note if you're planning on using these angle measurements when you're defining your lofts. For our end constraint, let's take a look at Normal to Profile. So again, we have the option to change the angle or to change the weight or the tangent length of this. We can also grab the arrows on screen and manually modify these, and we can get a preview. Once we've dragged to the point where our surface is no longer valid, it will disappear from the preview. So as you can see here, once dragged to a number, 6.76 for our tangent length, our surface can no longer be evaluated, most likely because it's intersecting itself somewhere. So now let's take a look at what to do if your surface is twisting. Let's hide our Loft 3 and take a look at Sketch 5 and Sketch 6. These are two straight lines, and we're going to create a loft between them. When you're selecting your profiles for your loft, you'll notice that there's a green dot on the end of one side of your profile. If for some reason the twist is not how you envisioned it, you can manually drag these to the other side of that profile. When you change the location of these green dots, you will change the direction the loft is going. Basically, you're telling SOLIDWORKS which side is the left side or the right side of your profile, and it's going to follow that into the next profile.